Hey guys, great to have you with us. We were recently at the European Leaders Gathering in Madrid and we got the chance to speak to some of the global Alpha team, and we just want to share some of that with you just now. We spoke to Ben Woodman about youth, we spoke to Cam about digital and that kind of idea, and we also spoke to Bonnie and she gives us a real insight into the global picture. We've got these interviews coming up, just follow us just now. We're going to start with Ben.
Found Ben while we were walking around Madrid, eventually. But Ben, it is so good. We love the youth series, we love what you guys have done. Just, could you tell us really quickly, like, what is your passion? Why is it that you have made the youth series?
Yeah, well, I think the ultimate, when you say what is my passion, one of the first things I thought of was youth. I thought youth ministry, but then I was like, oh no, it's not just youth ministry and reaching youth for Jesus. The passion is Jesus. The passion is just, Jesus has changed my life. His love, his forgiveness, his patience. It's it's transformed my life. And so, but then what the overflow is, I feel so loved, I feel so forgiven. The overflow is, I want to shake people and be like, do you know about this? And so
the whole reckless love thing.
Exactly.
We love reckless love.
Oh, so, yeah, good. Yeah, it's like, man, I just want people to know. I want to, it's an overflow of passion to want to talk about it. And so when we were thinking about making the youth series, so Jason, who I work closely with, he kind of oversaw the whole thing and he kind of helped pioneer the project. He was the executive producer, and then we worked on writing it together and hosting it. And the real passion behind it is to make it make something that could help make a place for conversation about life, about faith, and ultimately about Jesus, about give people a chance to hear about Jesus, who he is, his love for them. And so that's, I'm for sure you share that passion.
Absolutely. And I love the space of conversation. You know, I love being able just to chat to people and actually where anything's permitted. You know, no topic is off limits. If you want to talk about dinosaurs or David Brent, like whatever it is, you can talk about it at Alpha, and I love that. And like from that, like for you, what is the what's the key thing? What's your golden nugget about hosting that kind of Alpha? Like, how do you create that environment?
Okay, so hosting, what's the kind of if I could leave you with a golden nugget?
Yeah.
Like, is this like a chicken nugget? Do you guys have chicken nuggets in Scotland?
Yeah, of course we have chicken nuggets.
Yeah, do you call them McNuggets? Or just nuggets?
Yeah, we add Mick to everything. We have Mick straws, Mick napkins.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So I'm going to give you like a golden chicken nugget, McNugget. And for me, the key for leading an Alpha small group, the first one is actually, it's not my job to get everyone to agree.
Sure, okay.
Once I say, it's not my job to get everyone to agree, it's actually my job to listen well, to love people well, to respect people, and just learn from them, what their point of view is. So what I found is, and you'll probably find this when you're leading Alpha, is you don't agree with everyone, but you can listen and learn in such a way where you really do want to know what they think, even if you're not going to agree with it.
Sure.
So I think it's, if you put the pressure on yourself to listen well and love well, and take the pressure off to get everyone to agree and to change people's minds. It's not, you don't have to worry about that. And then that changes the feeling of the group. The goal isn't we all come to agreement. The goal is actually, let's have a conversation about this. And then I guess back to the passion is that I think when people see Jesus, when they hear about Jesus, that has an impact on their lives.
Absolutely.
It's not just the conversation, it's part of it, but it's, hey, they hear about it, and so Jesus will reveal himself to people in all of it.
And I think that's beautiful. And there's almost that thing that actually we're just creating a space to let Jesus do his thing. And actually there's a freedom in that. I think, because sometimes we can feel that pressure, you know, we need to go and evangelize, but actually we just create the space.
We just make the space, and I like to think sometimes, if it's true and if he's real, which I believe he is, so then if it's true and if he's real, then I don't have to have the pressure to convince someone. I can say, okay, God, if you're real, and I believe you are, I feel like I know it deep in my soul, do something. Reveal, open eyes, show people your love, and let me fit into it. You know?
Yeah, no, that's great. Ben, we love stories in Scotland. We are a people of stories.
Okay.
Could you tell us a story that, you are the global youth guy. Tell us a story for you that just sums up the quintessential, the key, the essence, the beauty, the thing that is
just
Alpha.
The perfect story. Hey? Well, I heard a story from a girl from Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And she had, without a ton of details, basically she ended up on Alpha, and she said she'd never been to anything religious in her life.
Okay.
And so this is like, it's a dream, an opportunity. It's an opportunity for her to then explore and learn. And then seeing Jesus transform her life. And the way she described the change in her life was, one of the ways she described it was, she felt a weight of love and just peace. And then this pressure to want to tell everybody about it. And so as God transformed her life. And so I think that, that's not a ton of details I know, but it's someone who came into a setting who was like no religious background, had engaged in the conversation, ended up meeting Jesus, and then the feeling for her, she described it as this weight of love, just a weight. And I'm like, oh, I love that picture. Like, just being, imagine too much love to carry. Being buried
a days
under.
of love on your shoulders.
Yeah,
that's a lot of love.
A what love?
A days.
A des. Oh, a des of love. Just a des of love on your shoulders. Just exactly.
That would kill you, man.
No.
I mean,
It was so good to hear from Ben there and just get his kind of view on everything from a kind of youth perspective. We're now going to speak to Cam and just get a real insight into kind of the communications thing. And as you can tell, I brought the rain all the way from Scotland directly to Spain.
We are ELG Day 3 and I'm here with the wonderful Cam. Cam, what is your job title? Because it is incredible.
Well, officially it's Chief Marketing and Communications Officer, but I think what that really means is I'm all about how we connect with people and connect with churches, how we engage with them deeply, and how we get them to respond.
Sure, and you guys are creating so much digital content and advising churches and helping us. So keep your eyes peeled, guys, because there's some great stuff coming towards you. Where is the real joy for you at the moment? Where are the great stories? What's going on that's really encouraging you? And
well, one thing that I think we've done a lot of in the past, we've created a lot of interesting stories that are sort of targeted at everyone. But when you think about it, we engage so much with churches and with congregation members and then with guests. And when you think about each of those three things separately, you tell very different stories, right?
Absolutely.
And so just having the opportunity to travel around, I was in the Netherlands a couple months ago, and I was talking to a pastor there about the most on fire churches they're seeing are the ones that have more and more people coming to Christ, and those ones are the ones that are doing Alpha, right? And so just hearing his heart, which is so different from hearing your wife's story, for example, or a congregation member's story, and then just the people who I had this. I met this guy just recently who his sister had been praying for him for 6 years, and she was at a church service, and the pastor said, you know what, take out your phone, go through your contact list and invite someone. And she said, I've been praying for him for 6 years. And she's like, I'm just going to text him. And she texted him. He said yes. He came to Alpha. I got to pray for him on the Alpha weekend. And just to see that happen right in front of me,
that's
and
amazing,
he's now helping out in the next series of Alpha, and it's amazing to see those stories just happen right there.
Yeah, I love that. And so with all good things, we always get some bad things, right?
Yeah.
And in Scotland, we love to pray. That's what we do best. That and make whiskey and shortbread. But so, is there anything going on that we can be praying for you? Is there anything that's really tough at the moment? Or?
Yeah. Well, I think in the best way, we've got the greatest job in the world, right?
Absolutely.
But sometimes the weight of that is, I don't know if you feel it, is so hard, right? Because you're thinking about, everyone else's eternal salvation.
Yeah.
It's not on my shoulders, but sometimes I think you can be fooled into thinking it is, right?
Absolutely.
And that can be a really weighty thing, and you go, where on earth do you start? And so, I don't know about you, but sometimes I kind of find that overwhelming, and so at those times, they're the times that I think the enemy is saying, no, you can't do it. This is why you're even trying, and so it's just that God didn't give us a spirit of timidity; He gave us a spirit of power, and just to claim that every day.
Mate, I totally get that, because sometimes we, and especially with young folks, and it's sometimes that feeling that it's all on you. Because from church we say, you need to go and tell your friends, and it's like, but actually Jesus does it all. We just have to get on the bandwagon, right?
That's it. And the best plans we can make. In my job, you're making strategies and putting the slides together and all the rest of it. And a learning I had the other day is that Jesus is already gone before us. We just need to lean into what He's already doing, right? And that's going to be so much better than anything that I or anyone else could come up with, obviously.
Absolutely.
It was brilliant to hear from Cam there and just get some kind of thoughts about the digital stuff. great to be thinking about. Now we're going to speak to Bonnie. Bonnie is just an inspiration. You definitely need some of her in your day.
And I am with one of my favourite humans, to be honest. This is
Aw,
Bonnie.
that's
She's
a huge
lovely.
compliment. Thank you, Des.
It's so true
What
as
a
well.
treat.
And Bonnie properly loves Scotland. Her name even it has the Scottish thing, right?
Bonnie Jean Yule.
Come on, you're one of us, surely. Bonnie, what actually is your job title?
So I get 2 jobs. You know, there's no boredom with Alpha. I'm the global COO, so I look after how do we make this strategy happen in all the countries around the world that are running Alpha.
Important. Yeah.
No boredom. And secondly, I'm the executive director for Europe, Middle East, Africa, and Latin America.
Amazing.
Very fun.
That is like a huge role. Like,
God is
so
kind.
big.
I get lots of fun.
Yeah, and I believe that you've now got a new Scottish executive assistant as well.
I knew from Scotland. I do. Lydia Martin from Edinburgh, pardon me, is now down with me, and I am so blessed and having so much fun.
Yeah, so good. And so, like, what does your week look like day to day? Like, what do you do? Because you know, if you follow Bonnie on Instagram as we do, you know, you're always doing fun stuff. So, like, what's going on?
I am either at Heathrow Airport traveling somewhere around the world, or I am at my desk typing away, communicating with the world.
Sure.
So much of what I do is around supporting our offices to fulfill the mission for what they are called to do in their own countries.
Amazing.
Whether it's in Egypt or it's in Mexico, whether it's in Ethiopia or down to Scotland.
Come on, yes, that's so good. And you know, we all know that as much as good things are happening, bad stuff's happening, and you know, we are a people of prayer, and we would love to be praying for you, specifically.
So
like,
kind.
what could we be praying for you?
Can I actually give you a good thing to be praying for that's coming up?
We would love that. Yeah, absolutely.
I am really excited. I am off to Lebanon in April. And we have a group of Syrian leaders coming from Syria into Lebanon to be trained on Alpha. How amazing is that? We all know the scenario in Syria is very difficult. But God's people are on the move. They're alive. His church is not dead, but it is difficult. So my prayer is for these leaders. My prayer is that they will come to us in Lebanon ready to be blessed and to be trained and to go back into Syria, protected, envisioned, and ready to continue to grow God's kingdom, even in a difficult place. So please pray for us. This is in April, and I'm hugely looking forward to it.
We're on that. We are praying for you.
Perfect. Thank you.
Could you, like, just really quickly tell us one story that just keeps your fire, because we need that, right? We need that, like, and testimony is so powerful. So, like, give us a story.
Absolutely. I was recently chatting with a young person from Latin America, normal university student, trying to figure out what is this whole life thing about. Was raised in the church, her parents' faith, got to university and said, you know what, I don't know, I don't think this is for me. Real tragedy in her life. And it made her stop and think. And a friend said, hey, I'm praying for you. And she thought, I don't know if that works. And every time she saw this friend, the friend said, hey, I'm praying for you.
Amazing.
And so when her friend then invited her on Alpha, she came on Alpha because that friend said, I'm praying for you. Ended up coming to faith. And it was this moment of this thing I grew up with that wasn't mine, I've actually claimed as my own. And that light that shines out of her face, you can almost feel it coming from her. I love that.
Yeah.
And other people then feel it from her.
Totally.
Like they do from you, Des.
Bonnie, you're so Bonnie, thank you so much. We know that you are, like, so busy, and we just love all that you're doing. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Such a treat.
Guys, we'll see you soon. Bye.